Everyone, Artysan here, and welcome for a new video. So in today's video, we'll be covering the BIS set for gathering. So by BIS, it's best in slots. So which materia you should use on your new 6.1 gathering set. So the video will be decomposed in two parts. The first one is to show you the difference between the new fully melded set from 6.1 compared to the 6.0 when I'm using the rotations that I'm usually using for gathering the legendary nodes. So we will see the comparisons between both, and I will also highlight what is the value of doing the 6.1 gathering set plus fully melding the equipment, because you will see that it's a lot of advantage during this update. And at the end of the video, we are going to cover the different materia that I used and also a reference to a different website if you want also to use that, because they are proposing a different versions of the best in slots. So you can choose the one you want because the result will be the same at the end. So let's go into the nodes and let's start with the 6.0 set. Let's start with the 6.0 gear set. So I will quickly show you the set to make sure that we are still on the 6.0 gear set. So you can see the 560 high level, fully melded. So it was the BIS set for the previous extensions. Now I will be using the food, carrot nibble, because it was the food that you need to use to get the most of the legendary nodes. And now we are going to start to harvest. So as always, use Pioneer's Gift 1, Pioneer's Gift 2, Blessed Harvest 2, Noficat Tidings, and you can start harvest the food. So we'll start with the Tavernian Corn because it's the new item. I think it's the most interesting to cover. If I start to harvest the ears of Tavernian Corn, you see that I'm getting 7 of them by 8, sometimes 5. Even with food and the BIS set from 6.0. So now let's go to the same rotations, but with the 6.1 gear sets that you can see right here, that is also BIS. And we'll see the difference. So now let's cover the same node, the same rotations, but with the 6.1 set fully melded. So I have the BIS set for my gatherer, so I can quickly show you. We will be covering exactly the materia inside of every slot just after in the video, but I just want to show you that I'm equipping the new gear sets. And now we are going to do exactly the same. So if you remember just from before, we were going between 5 to 7 material from the node. So now let's do exactly the same. Pioneer Gift 1, Pioneer's Gift 2, Blessed Harvest 2, Noficat Tidings. We use exactly the same Tavernian Corn. So you can see that we already have +1 by default for the corn. So minimum we'll get 6 of them. And because we are already 100% boom, then we will get 8 of the ear of Tavernian Corn on every hit. So instead of being between 5 to 7, we are getting 8 on every hit. And also what is really worth to mention is that I'm not using any food to be able to reach the 8. So what I don't really like to do is to use food every time I'm doing gathering, because I'm crafting at the same time and sometimes I need the food for the crafting. So I cannot switch my sessions of gathering and crafting at the same time, because I need to switch my food at least in the 6.0, because if I wanted to maximize my harvesting, I had to use the carrot nibbles. But now that I have the new set BIS from 6.1, I don't need to use the gatherer food, so I can just keep my food for the crafter on, and I can continue to switch between gathering and crafting when I'm waiting for the next node. And to quickly explain what was really important to do and what is the main difference for the 6.1 is that the perceptions and the gathering were a little bit lower in the previous extensions. and we were not able to get to the next breakpoints. So the main breakpoints that are really important here is the gathering at 3,591. So you see, if I switch to my previous set, I was at 3,363. So even with the food, I wasn't able to get to the 3,591. And also the second one that is really interesting to mention is the perceptions. The next breakpoint that we reach with 6.1 is 3,401 perceptions to get the extra 40% boon bonus, and it's why we are getting the 100% boon bonus. So now that we are at 3,560, we are way higher than the breakpoint that we needed to reach to be able to get the 100% boon into the legendary nodes. So yeah, let's go back to the city and I will show you exactly what are the materia that I'm using on every slot of the geosets. So now let's enjoy a nice food at my free company house while we are discussing the geosets. So just before I start to show you all the materials on every slot, I just want to mention that you can find different versions of the beast set in Teamcraft, for example. I think they are great as well. I still think that we can have different versions of materia. Like my version is pretty close to their versions. But the main goal, as I was mentioning, is really to get to the next breakpoints for perceptions in gathering. And my current set is achieving that. And it's pretty fine, it's consistent on every cases. So let's cover that one, but you can also, and I will put the link of Teamcraft because I love to use them generally. I just went to a different direction this time, but I will put the link to their website as well because they are doing an excellent job, like an awesome job. So if you want to use different versions of the melts to get to the same result, you can also use their versions. So now let's quickly cover the different slots. So between the botanist and the miner, it's exactly the same. So I will just cover the botanist. And also during 6.1, the accessories didn't change, but I did change a little bit the compositions of the different pieces, especially the wrist and the wrist and the neck. I did alternate some materials and did change some of them. Not a lot of changes, so if you watch my previous video for the 6.0 beast set, then you will see that the accessories didn't change that much, but they did change a little bit. So we are going to cover them. And as I was mentioning, the accessory didn't change in 6.1, so it's still the 560 because the 590 are still not released. So let's start with the primary tool. So the focus here is really gathering and GP at the end. So gathering 25, 25, 14, 14, and 8. For the head, gathering again, 3 gathering of 25, perceptions 14, and GP 8. For the body, we'll focus on perceptions and gathering. So 2 perceptions 25, 1 gathering 25, 2 gathering 14. For the hands, it's not exactly, sorry. The hands will be perceptions 25, gathering 25 and 2 times, and gathering 14. For the legs, you will have perceptions 25, gathering 25, gathering 25, gathering 7, and the last slot that I didn't put yet because I cannot find this materia on the market board, and I'm waiting for the XL tribe to be up again on my player. But you need a perceptions 3. So it's a gatherer guild materia 1 that will give you a perception of 3 into the slots to be able to max the stats. So for the materia, the guild materia 1, you can get it from the XL tribe at the vendor, and also you can get it from the market board, but I don't have anything left on the market board on my server. For the feet, you have 2 perceptions 25, GP 10, GP 8, perceptions 12. Concerning the offhand, you have full gathering, so 2 gathering 25 and 3 gathering 14. For the accessory earrings, gathering 25, perceptions 25, GP 8 by 2, and perceptions 9. the Guild Materia 5. For the necklace, it's exactly the same than the earring. No, sorry. For the necklace, it's the same, except the last slot, perceptions become gathering for that one. For the bracelet, it's exactly the same than the neck. So you have gathering and perceptions 25 on the first slots, and GP 8 by 2 and gathering 9. For the rings, you have perception 25, gathering 25, GP 8, gathering 9, perception 9, and the second ring is exactly the same. So when you are doing all of that without food, you are getting to 3,826 gathering, perception 3,560, and you have 902 GP. So you are pretty good to go with anything here. And it will be enough to do any rotations and get the maximum out of the legendary nodes and also the collectibles. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. I will do the same for the crafter, for the beast versions of the crafter set, probably in a day or two. I still have some other content to create. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other propositions or any other versions of the beasts that are not the one that I mentioned here or the Teamcraft guides, feel free to put your comment on the description below. I would love to hear from you. Maybe we can find an even better versions than these two versions. But yeah, if you like the video, feel free to subscribe, put a little like, and see you in the next video. Thank you all, bye.